Well, it's Friday the 25th. It's a beautiful sunrise after a really cold night. With a brew in hand, we stroll along the tracks nearby our tent, only to find the unopened or the opened sugar container with teeth marks and sugar spread all over the ground. Ah, well, the dingoes won, campers nil. Life goes on. I go down the beach to see if I can catch some beach worms. I used to be able to do it when I was a kid, so let's see if I can do it now. They're usually quite common. They can grow up to 2 metres in length and are excellent bait.
There we go.
I turn around only to be face to face with a sugar-stealing mongrel dingo. He must have thought I had some fish scraps or something. He turned with a look of contempt, stupid tourist, and strolls back up the beach into the scrub. Camping under the shea oak trees is really nice as they just whisper in the breeze all night. But they discharge salt water droplets on our tent, and they'd cover it with salt crystals. Myrtle will have to wash these tents when we get back, Bob says. Geez, call me sometime, mate, and let me know how that request goes down. I mumble and suggest he checks his hospital cover is paid up before offering that command. Anyhow, I keep riding, sitting in the shade. Bob's packing the car. He's sweeping the tents, adjusting and readjusting something. No idea what he's doing, but he seems to be occupied. And I can keep an eye on him. He's happy. Well, he's still doing something anyhow. Keeps him quiet and saves him getting lost. All I have to do is jump in the passenger seat and we're away. Teamwork. Sliding and grinding through the soft sand and bumping across numerous freshwater flows, coming out of sand dunes, navigating the black sandstone beach rocks. We arrive at Eli Creek again. This time, rather than do the beached whale thing again, we go for a walk in the crystal clear cold water. Now, dozens of families are already here for the day, with gazebos and deck chairs set up all along the sandy edge of the creek. Kids are playing and sitting, floating on car tubes and pump-up crocodiles and unicorns and rubber ducks and 100 other devices. Beach umbrellas, eskies, cold drinks, all combined for people just having fun. Well, wearing togs of various styles, I might add, from some fully covered to some with very little. At the end of the day, some of them are going to wonder where those mozzie bites came from because they're going to be in unusual places. The tourist buses keep on coming, planes and so forth coming and going. It's all happening. And it's time to head north while the tide is low. Well, the sun's shining and the blue skies, foaming surf crashing on our right, and out of the distance looms the skeletal remains of the Mahino. This was a New Zealand 5,000-ton steel hull ship built in Scotland in 1905. At the end of her time, commercial life in 1935, she was under tow and caught in a cyclone. And the tow rope broke and she beached on Fraser Island. Well, today she's only 120 metres of rusting hull, being seen and photographed by millions of tourists. She's actually probably earning more money now as a tourist attraction than she ever did in her working life. Well, we clamber all over her and wade through the rusting wreckage, only to eventually find and read the one and only sign that says keep away by 3 metres. Penalty fines apply to anyone clambering about on her. Bob made me do it, it's his fault. Hey, Cathedral's on Fraser, that's a private campground and a place we can get ice cream and so forth. There's several holiday units and available along with petrol and a small shop. It's a time to replace our sugar stolen by those mongrel dingoes. The cathedrals and pinnacles up the beach get their name from the towering cliffs and ridges of coloured sand, the black, white, yellow, red and everything in between. We stop and take a few pictures, then a kid scurries out from under the fence with a sign on it that says keep out, no taking coloured sands. His mum quickly hides the bottle full of sand he's carrying and they trundle off. Bob just says g'day as they pass on the track. Now, Dundubra, near the Wongal Sandblow, is our fenced-in campsite for the next 2 nights. No sugar-stealing mongrels allowed in. The dog-proof fence and the electrified gates across the road ensure that the dingoes are kept at bay. Oh, yeah. Bob's still trying to work out how the stove table is supposed to fold up. He's absolutely convinced it folds into a locked, flat state. I try to help him, but only make things worse, so leave him to frustrate himself for another hour or so. Such is life. I kick back for another snooze when I hear a chorus of mumbling, cranky expletives that come together like, I'm bleeding well over at. followed by the crashing of a still unfolded stove table being hurled into the back of the cruiser. Oh boy. Hey, huge blood-sucking flies called march flies discover us and try to extract juice from any exposed body part they can find. Oh, we become experts at dispatching them to the insect afterlife. By now we're seeing the same campers turning up at various spots, and stories are swapped of 100 amazing adventures as each one tries to outdo the other. You know, the legendary creek crossings, the sand hills climbed, the rocks avoided, the fish caught, and the toilet blocks we've endured. The list goes on and on. Oh, dear.